With the rise of the Game of the Year winning Ghost of Tabor, I decided to take a look at another popular survival game on MetaQuest, Green Hell VR. I'm not a huge fan of survival games, but this one's piqued my interest. Ghost of Tabor is a good survival game, but it's much more focused on combat. Modern combat, to be specific. Green Hell, on the other hand, is extremely focused on primitive survival. You're tasked with staying alive day and night for as much time as you possibly can, whereas in Tabor, you're just looking to survive a 30-minute raid, often not even needing to check your hunger or thirst. In Green Hell, you have to constantly be on top of your health, stamina, but also your carb intake, protein, water, and fats, not to mention you have to watch out for sickness, sanity, and of course, injury. This game has you building just about everything to survive. If you think Ghost of Tabor is far better than Green Hell, let me know in the comments. If you haven't played, in a minute I'll tell you how you can get a possible 25% discount on Green Hell VR. The first reason I'm really enjoying this game is crafting. First you find primitive rocks and sticks, but then you craft whatever you need. This could be a shelter or a bed to sleep in. It could be a fire to cook food, or you could make tools and weapons. For example, a weak stone axe is created by merging a stone and a stick, but you can add a rope to improve it. You can also make a stone knife and use it to make a weak spear. Combine that knife and that weak spear and you got a stone spear. The possibilities are endless. Well, not really, but at first it sure feels like it. Surviving is tough because you constantly are looking for feathers and sticks to make arrows, then animals for food. It never ends. But since I like the crafting so much, I don't mind. That's just the nature of survival games. They're hard. My favorite item is building the bow and arrows, almost more than shooting them. Comment below if you have a favorite part of the game. You have a journal in this game that serves as a guide to show you both everything you need to know to craft, but it also keeps up with what you learn. You don't know anything about the effects of mushrooms or foods until you give it a shot. Sometimes it doesn't go very well, and sometimes you learn helpful things. Finding food was something I was constantly concerned with because it takes a while to locate the food for the right survival meter on your watch. Meat gives you good protein, but it might not help with your fat intake depending on which meat it is. Your journal keeps up with everything automatically, but it helps to commit some of that info to memory. The game looks pretty good. I have no complaints, other than the fact that the armadillos are comically large. Maybe they're bigger in the jungle, I don't know. Instead of being the size of a real armadillo, they were closer to Ross on Friends when he was the Hanukkah armadillo. The crafted weapons look good and work really well, but that doesn't mean I didn't find any glitches. Have you seen the firework rock? The tutorial in the game is much better than what Ghost of Tabor has to offer. Ghost of Tabor really just shows you how to use the weapons. Green Hell actually has a story mode which serves as a tutorial. It can be as breezy or as difficult as you want it to be. You can play multiple ways, so if you're a super beginner with survival games, you could just play through each difficulty. The story mode gives you a bit of context for why you're doing what you're doing, and even gives you some emotional attachment to make sure you survive and make it through. You start off with a partner, but spoiler alert, pretty soon you're alone, and don't know where she is.
Mia? What happened? Mia, speak to me. Mia!
I haven't completed it yet, I'm sure I will, but I'm having too much fun not to complete it. This is much more of a step-by-step entry into the game than Ghost of Tabor, but I still feel like I either missed some obvious tips or they just weren't there. Like building an axe requires you to pull both triggers, but to build a fire, you have to select it in the journal first, then you can build. Maybe I missed it, but I don't remember them ever telling me that. Green Hell VR really gives you the sense that you're out there scavenging for your survival. Crafting your own axe to knock a coconut out of a tree feels super rewarding, only to use the shells to get water from the river so you can sanitize it by the fire. This game makes me feel so resourceful, which is very rewarding. The biggest reason I'll be playing again is that Green Hell announced that the MetaQuest will be getting multiplayer in 2024. We're almost a quarter of the way through with no update. Hopefully, it'll be coming sooner rather than later. That is the only thing keeping this game from staying relevant on the Quest. Let me know in the comments if you'll be going back to Green Hell VR when the multiplayer comes out, or if you've already moved on. If you want that limited 25% discount, it's in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and watch one of these videos.
Okay.